What is up? That was a hell of a fucking hangout, man. That was fun as shit. Oh my God. That really was funny. I was kind of quiet in it only because I know when to shut up and just let it happen. You know, you don't want to start talking over people. And Dusty had a pretty big problem with people talking over him. I've never really seen him like that before, where he gets upset because it's just a general conversation. When you're having a hangout, and the software with Google Hangouts isn't very good. If you do start talking to each other at the same time, you can't really hear anything that's going on. And he was saying that his audio was bad and stuff, which seemed to be kind of timely when he couldn't hear anybody. He just seemed like he was didn't want to hear it or couldn't hear it or whatever. There was some confusion there, which I thought was funny in and of itself. So anyway, Andy's going to join me in a second. Baron's going to come on, but this is only going to last like an hour. I'm going to do an hour and then finish. So Andy kind of finished it quick, man. I had a few people who wanted to come on, and Andy just snipped it when the going was good. What's up, Grant? I saw Grant in the chat as well. I wasn't really watching it, man. That chat was moving quick. There was 1,600 people in there. So it's just going zip, 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 zip. I put people in timeout just because I could. That was funny as well. So if anybody wants to come in and join for a little while, they're welcome. I think somebody asked me on Twitter, actually. Let me see if I can get this person real quick. Sorry. All right, just give me a sec. Sorry. All right. I can go quiet in a hangout if it's just me. Where's the hangout thing? Yeah, Andy's going to be on in a sec. He was making a thumbnail for his for the hangout we just did. Send the link to Devon. I'm blocked by Devon. And I wouldn't anyway. It's not like I'm not trying to cause a big stink here. You know, if we think we wouldn't, if you listen to the hangout that happened, we talked about Devon at the very start, but it wasn't for long. So, to make like an anti-Devon hangout thing is so pathetic. I mean, it's been done to death for a start. Everybody's done those because they blocked him or whatever, or he blocked them or whatever. And that's just what he does. It's not I'm not like butthurt or anything. People think I probably will be. But at the end of the day, like I got this channel because of him. I wouldn't have a channel with 6,000 subscribers if it wasn't for him and the connections I made because I was a friend of his. I want to make that perfectly clear. I wouldn't have met people I wouldn't have got to talk to TJ, for instance, who never does fucking hangouts. Doesn't do hangouts. He does his own thing, and that's fine. So I'd have never met him, ever. Never spoken to him, the biggest atheist YouTuber on the planet. So that's kind of cool. I think that's fucking cool. And then you've got other people, obviously, like Andy and Baron. They're just fucking cool people, you know? They're just doing the thing, enjoying what they're doing, having a laugh. And that's the only reason why I ever got on YouTube in the first place, because I thought, well, maybe I can get some humor out of it and be funny. Not be funny, but, obviously I'm not that funny. But to be amused by it all. Nick, of course. I'll make Wendell a mod any day of the fucking week. Wendell made my channel art, by the way. He's a good guy. I like Wendell. He's from the Dutch lands. Bit weird. He likes posting pictures of birds with cum on them. Which is you've got to just know Wendell for that, really. He's a bit odd. But European people are odd. English people think European people are odd. Anyway, where were we? The chat. Let me look at the chat for a second. Do I like Texas? Fucking Texas is awesome, man. I get asked that question a lot. Every single day, because I work with the public and they hear my accent and go, where are you from? From England. Or how do you find Texas? I think it's the weather's better, the people are better, the economy's better. There's no Muslims at all where I live. Not the Muslims you don't like, anyway. I've got Muslims from Nigeria as neighbors, but they're fine, you know. My wife used to think they were like a sleeper cell unit, but she's dropped that accusation. Have I been tactful about Devon? Yeah, I have. Very tactful, because I don't want to come across like a fucking big crybaby bitch. Devon's blocked me, so now I don't like him. No, he makes great content. You know, he's a fantastic editor, and you know, he's a great orator. He can tell a tale and make you laugh, and he's funny. I mean, fuck me. Don't discount all those things, because they're all true. And he's right on the election, and he's right on everything he talks about. But then, you know, you've got to look at, you know, people then want to look at his character flaws, which is fine, because he's on YouTube. He's a public persona. So he's going to get attacked for it, or liked for it, or hated for it, or whatever. That just comes with the territory, and he's used to it. But he doesn't give a fuck. This is what people need to get into their heads. He doesn't care. When he blocks 1,000 people and he's glad of it, then that's up to him. He can run his channel however the fuck he wants. I said that a year ago, and I haven't changed my position on that. I think he's taken it to the nth degree, obviously, because he's blocked people who have, you know, supported him a lot. And I'm not talking about myself here. He's blocked almost everybody I know that were like the original Flying Monkeys, if you want to refer to that. And the original Flying Monkeys was like maybe 10 people at max, and it just went from there. And that's the truth of it. And I started the sort of community thing around Devon. That was my doing. So that's why I got labeled the general, because I was the one that would organize things as far as, like, you know, people getting together. And I don't mean like mass flagging people or anything like that people used to think. That I was never involved in any of that shit. And I don't think anything ever came to fruition with, like when Creationist Cat was saying, oh, he mass flagged a video and all that kind of crap. I don't think anything ever happened because of that, as far as I'm aware. But anyway, there's been a lot of fun. All that was kind of fun. The whole Creationist Cat thing was fun. The whole Josh Banco thing was fucking hilarious. Getting involved with the drunken peasants and stuff, that was fun. So there's been a lot of fun there. And like I say, I've met a lot of really interesting people, and a lot of really dumb people as well. That's always good as well. So yeah, I'm not going to complain just because Devon's blocked me. I mean, Jesus, he's still going to do his thing. He's still going to make his videos. I'm still going to continue not making videos. So if you do subscribe to this channel, this is all it's ever going to be, really, because I don't get time to do stuff like that. So now, if you're expecting quality content. Oh, anyway, let me have a look at the chat again. I'm monologuing. I can't believe I'm doing this. People in Colorado pissed down the mountains on Texas. That's not nice, Melinda. Texas people really are, from what I've experienced, they're generally pretty good people. Did Dusty gain all these subs? No idea. He won't care either. Why did he block me? Because of a tweet I sent out about being a crybaby bitch. Just don't block people just because you disagree with them, basically. And I didn't actually tag him in it. Obviously, I was referring to him in it. And he just went and blocked me, which is fine. Fuck, Oozaloo and Vindicator. What the fuck? I totally forgot about those two. Yeah, Vindicator. Fuck me. Yeah, Nick, another stream. Oozaloo exists. He got like a ton of subs from Crown Tea and whatnot. But you get that. I mean, we were talking about that before the stream. I mean, you only get sort of, if people always want to know how to get a bigger YouTube channel, I mean, that have some really good content on it, clearly, or what you think is good content, or you're being passionate about something. But you do have to collaborate in that you have to build up some kind of relationship with other bigger YouTubers who think your content's good, and then they'll give you a subscriber boost. Because otherwise, you're just going to tick along forever and maybe have, I don't know, 1,500 subs or something. Unless you do want to network with people. And some people don't want to do that, of course. Well, it's up to them, of course. You guys good friends or just internet friends? Well, we'd met each other in real life, and obviously we're mainly internet friends, which is actually quite an important thing there, because once I met him for a couple of days in Vegas on vacation, you know, and my outlook on things on a vacation is, you know, while you're on vacation is completely different to when you're working 9 to 5. So, you know, I just went there and had a laugh with him, and I fucking had a blast, man. But that was it. You know, it was the only time I ever met him. Did we make out? No. I sat on the same bed with him though, which was, you know, he mentioned that once, I think. Yeah. I think Conor McGregor won last night. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not even sure of the UFC result last night. I'm pretty sure I think he won. The gist I got. I didn't watch much into the news this morning. Oh, fuck me. That was fucking fun tonight. I don't think Dusty came across very well in parts, I've got to be honest. He was, I don't know, the whole over-talking thing was amazing to me. It's like I hadn't spoken for 5 minutes and I wanted to interject with something. So you kind of wait for just a tiny little gap in the conversation and jump in. It was fucking stop over-talking me. Dude, I ain't said fuck all in 5 minutes. So that was kind of, I don't know, it was funny. But it is nice to, I don't know, it's still interesting to interact with these people. You know, if people are willing to put videos and their thoughts out on YouTube, I think that takes balls in itself. And people like Andy Worski, I was kind of attracted to him because he's done stand-up. And if you can do stand-up and stand in front of 10-minute, you know, on a 10-minute stage and try and be funny, it takes bollocks, man. That takes balls of steel. So yeah, I've got a lot of time for Andy. He's all right, even though he's a stuttering Stanley. No, I like the guy. I asked him pre-hangout if I could take the piss out of his stuttering, but I never got around to it. He didn't seem relevant. But I used to stutter as well when I was a kid, so I've told him that, you know. He's a good guy. Somebody, who the fuck was it wanted to get in here? I can't remember. Let me look at the chat. Does anyone come in? Because I'm going to run this stream for about another 30 minutes or so. So just let me know in the chat, because I'm looking at the chat now. So if anybody does want to come in and have a chat. Baron said he was going to be a little while, so I'll probably be off before he comes in. Yeah, the not watching YouTube video thing. I mean, even I can't get my head around that, and I can't defend him on it whatsoever. And I do like Dusty, but if you're not going to like spend 10 minutes or whatever and just take a look at what that other person is saying, and maybe be a little bit more measured as to how you're coming across, then yeah. Oh yeah, all right. I'm gonna send Andy the link real quick. We'll get his take. I thought he did it really well. Very professional. I didn't expect him to be that professional. I haven't watched one of Andy's Hangouts before. I know he's spoken to a few people. But the way he started it and the way he ended it, I was like, fuck, I've never done that. I just kind of roll into the start of a Hangout. And then just end it abruptly, usually by technical failure. Andy's doing his outro and stuff, and I'm just butting in. Fuck. Yeah, YouTube can be fun. It wasn't fun a little while back, you know, about a month ago. All a sec. Fucking Andy, man. Making me do stuff. I think that's the same one. All right, I'll send you out on DM there, pal. All right. Okay, let me look at the chat again. Yeah, I wonder if anybody actually thought that was kind of productive tonight, because I thought it was. I thought it was kind of fun. Either way, it made people laugh. Maybe made people think or whatever. But hello, mate.
It made my roommate really mad.
Did it really?
Apparently, like he when he came in the middle of the live show, remember, and he said like about, you know, like, are you gonna make Justin Bieber change what he does because he makes money? He told me when I was done the show, he's like, dude, I watched fucking 30 minutes of the show, and that guy made no sense. And he doesn't really watch YouTube, right? So he was like an outside source looking in. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, I don't know. Like the amount, like I could take that live show and snip out so many sections that like before and after within like 5 minutes of each other of the hypocrisy of what he was saying. It was too fucking easy.
Yeah, I mean, it got worse than what I thought it would.
Yeah,
I'm honestly, because what surprised me, man, was that he kind of came into the room kind of aggressively.
Yeah,
right. Which I wasn't expecting. So I don't know if it was like prepped for it and like. Yeah, he did. He was like complaining about people talking over and whatnot, which was surprising because he's been in Hangouts before.
Yeah.
And he did calm down at the end of it where he wasn't complaining about it. He wasn't complaining about it at the end, where it seemed more chit-chatty as far as I was concerned. That's why I just say, I was like, if I'm going to jump in here, then I've got to make sure I'm going to add something to the conversation or ask a pertinent question, because it's going to have to be fucking quick. Otherwise, he's going to get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, ask it really quick so that he can carry on talking. You know, I didn't want to shut the guy off. Nobody, I think anybody was trying to talk over him.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, like I said before too, is like, you know, where like there was breaks when we would start talking, like he would finish his sentence and it was like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You never let a 1 Mississippi pass in a live show.
No.
Yeah.
And sometimes actually when you listen back to a stream, if there's a natural pause, right, it's not, even though it might feel awkward being live, right? If we just went silent for 2 seconds, when you actually listen back to it, it seems natural.
Yeah, exactly.
That is actually legit. Is that if you listen back to a live stream, if there's a natural break in conversation, it's easier to listen to.
Yeah, exactly. And also it stops the rambling for a second, because we were all pretty intense in the stream. It was interesting as fuck. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean. There's another reason why I kind of stepped back a little is because, I mean, Dusty made a video. I mean, you two have massive YouTube channels, right? I don't have a big YouTube channel, but so he's directing that more to you guys. Right?
Yeah.
You're the ones making videos about that stuff, and I'm not making videos about that. I might comment about it, but I'm not making videos about it. So for me to sort of chime in all the fucking time seemed,
Yeah, I honestly like don't get his point on the making money portion of the YouTube. I honestly
that's ass backwards, man. Completely ass backwards.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling people who get money from YouTube that they shouldn't be getting money from YouTube. So it's like, say you're a band, right? And you start playing, you know, jazz music and you get huge off jazz. Now that you're making money off it, should you switch to punk music? Because now everyone knows what you do now. No, like, I mean, if you want, you could. That's totally up to you. But the fact that you're making money off something, like he's making it seem like we're selling out. Like we're just pandering to our fucking audience.
Yeah, that point of you're only doing this because of the money.
Yeah,
not because you care about these subjects or you want to make a comment about these subjects. It's basically, if you cut it down to the basic level, is that you're only doing it for the cash. Now, exactly. I'm not in agreement with that, and I don't. He didn't justify himself particularly well on that either, and flip-flopped on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Badly.
I totally I see where he's coming from. Where
Of course,
like
yeah.
where
When it comes to other YouTubers, yeah, they'll look at people like Baron and yourself, right? People whose channels have exploded and think, well, why can't I do that?
Yeah,
because they're talking about that.
Yeah, and that happens 100%. But like again, if you're starting a video game channel, you might emulate PewDiePie, or you might emulate or whatever, inspired by, and then you sort of do. But it doesn't mean because one person's talking about it, now only that one person is allowed to be talking about that subject.
Yeah, I think you could levy that. Yeah, I think you could levy that complaint at channels like gaming channels.
Yeah.
Right? Or yeah, but no, seriously, Andy, channels like these car crash TV channels, like where it's just Russian dash cams.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or other channels, right? And there's one I subscribe to, excuse me, called 179IL, and all he ever does is he cuts news clips out. It's never him. It's not his content. But he'll cut news clips out, and that channel has fucking exploded, man. He went from 50,000, and I think he's probably 100,000 subs now. But he doesn't contribute anything other than there's a little bit of an edit job, and that is it. And he's monetizing all those videos.
And like those,
right? So he's making a ton of cash there. But what is he adding? He's the type of person that, or he's the type of YouTuber that is kind of shady to me, because he's only doing it for the cash. All right, he's putting out a message we enjoy, but he's not adding anything to it. He's not a YouTuber. He's just an editor that's uploading videos to YouTube. That's it. Right?
Yeah. I mean, there's
all those what I'm getting at there?
Compilation channels too of feminist, like feminist LOL, right? That they take the feminist cringe or whatever, and like people are saying, put it all together.
Yeah, right. So people are saying 17IL is great, right? But what is 17IL doing other than being an editor? Right now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but that's all he's doing, right? He's compiling some clips of things he agrees with and putting them together and then putting them on YouTube, right? I'm not saying that it's free to do it. It's free to do it, but I mean, those channels are exploding, right? That guy is not. I mean, who is that guy? He's not a person. He's just an icon. He's just a 179IL. Nobody knows who he is. Then there's other channels like Raw Leak, who just rip videos off Live Leak and then upload those and get 100,000 views and monetize them, right?
Yeah.
Well, so who are they? I mean, why are they doing what they're doing? But everybody's free to do it.
Yeah, but the thing is,
but I'm sorry, I will finish. But they're kind of fake. They are fake channels. They're not doing any.
Yeah.
You could label them as like just basic propaganda. With things like just compiling news clips together in a way that is packaged and in a 7-minute format that people will actually sit and watch. Yeah, people are smart to this. People will do this on YouTube and get 100, 200,000 subscribers and make some money off it. I mean, good luck to them, but people need to be aware of that as well. They're not YouTube personalities, right? They're just doing it for the cash. They're only doing it for the cash.
Yeah, if he were to bash that type of thing, I would understand. But like, again, you can't, like, what people do on YouTube, as long as it's legal, it's completely fine to do everything. Even like when people go, "Oh, we should remove these SJW channels." I'm like, no, let them say what the fuck they want to say. It's a fucking open platform, just like it's open platform for me to bash them or whatever. Right. And I do agree with you with those compilation channels where they're just doing some edits and stuff and just throwing it on there. That makes sense too. But
yeah, but that also goes on like a bigger scale when you've got channels like WatchMojo.com that have 11, 12 million subscribers, and that's all they're doing. They're just, but it makes great entertainment. So good luck to them. Yeah. So it's how you package everything together. We've got somebody in the chat. Who is that? Who in the Hangout? I'm sorry.
St. Clair. I've talked to him before.
I was expecting it to be a girl.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Fuck.
Yeah, you heard St. Clair. I think me and St. Clair just talked the other day, right?
Okay,
his microphone is broken.
Yep. Can't hear you, pal.
But that was it was a great
fail videos. Fail videos are fantastic.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to watch fail. Yeah, we can hear you, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Good.
All right.
Yep. Gotcha. Hello, mate.
Hello. It's nice to meet you.
Welcome to, pal. Who are you?
Yeah, I don't have much of a presence at the moment. I don't have a lot of content at the moment, but I make videos that focus on. In the future, I'm going to make videos that focus on history and philosophy. That's where my passion is.
Oh, I know you're doing that for the money, aren't you? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'll put it.
All the money is in history right now.
Oh, there's so much money in philosophy right now. Let me tell you. I actually do want to make YouTube a career for myself, and but that I wouldn't say that's my primary driving motivation. That's my primary driving motivation for doing this on YouTube, but it's not the reason why I'm passionate about the subject.
Your camera's way out of focus, dude. I don't know if you know that. It looks like
I know. I can't help it. I don't. Fuck it.
Looking at you, it's like looking through. It's like looking at you through the bottom of a bottle.
Yeah, but just fuck it. You can take a look at my beautiful thumbnail instead.
And I can.
So are you like?
Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Well, I was just wondering why you have like a girl as your icon.
I don't. It's faggot.
It's a faggot. What does that mean?
Well, here's the thing too, and it has to do with the whole YouTube money thing, right? And how he was saying we're just jumping on this gold rush. You could make any channel about anything make money on YouTube. You just have to know how to actually do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's no magic like formula to it though. I think there are certain things you need to be.
I've actually I've been testing out the YouTube algorithm for a while now, and I think the reason I blew up is I figured it out. I figured out there is a formula to making money on YouTube. There is a complete formula, and you could do it with any type of video you want. And
is it just like keyword spamming or what?
Something
like that.
It is literally make a 10-minute video every 2 days and get better at making videos. And don't stop posting. I see people trying to get big and then they don't post for 2 weeks. If I don't post for 2 weeks, it will damage my fucking a channel. It will damage my channel completely. You're actually punished for not posting videos on the YouTube algorithm. That's one thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
someone saying
so now
one dude saying YouTube isn't a job. Watch Jack's Films video. Jack's Films does YouTube as his job. So I don't know what you're saying there.
Yeah, that Skype conversation that we were having earlier, Andy.
Yeah.
About money and stuff. Yeah, yeah. I did tell my wife about that.
Yeah.
Do you realize? She's like, fuck me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, believe me, my friends are like, what the fuck? Why the fuck aren't I on YouTube? It's a tough climb though, man. It's a rough climb. It's not easy. It's not easy. And obviously a lot of luck is put into it too, right?
Like, is it okay, right. So you've got certain people floating around on Twitter, right? And all they're trying to do, in my opinion, is to associate themselves with the right people to then have their channel promoted, regardless of what their content is. Right. So let's say it was me doing this. So all I want to do is associate with bigger YouTubers. I only want to talk to people who have at least 50,000 subscribers, or make some kind of ridiculous benchmark in my head. There are people out there that are doing that because they want to then increase their own net worth. Like there's a guy out there called Replay DK. I think Baring's spoken to this guy, right? And he's a kid, man. He's still in high school. And he has 19,000 followers on Twitter for some fucking unknown reason, although he does follow about the same amount, right? But he gets a ton of engagement as well for another bizarre reason. I don't know why. And he's trying to talk to these bigger YouTubers. He was asking me to get him involved with all this kind of shit. You know, how do you get like TJ on your podcast? Like, he asked me that as a question. Well, that's not a simple question to answer.
No, it's not.
It takes a story to answer that question, right? But he asked me questions like that, so immediately I'm thinking, all right, this kid just wants to be internet famous. That's all he wants. That's all he's interested in. That's all he wants.
It has
whatever
to come
comes with
organically. It's all organic. It's like I think
But you can back it up, so you've got some fucking credibility, and you can say, "Well, no, I didn't do this, and I didn't say that, and I was on this side of this particular issue, and yada yada yada," and have some credibility.
All I was doing, like the reason I got like in touch with Bering, and then him and I started talking, and he helped me out, and was simply from making good videos. And he actually messaged me, and I was like, "What the fuck? Bering watches me?" And then he's like, "Yo, you want to be on a live show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, holy shit!" Like I was like it's like I didn't fish for people. In fact, the people I talk to a lot don't have that many subscribers. You know what I mean? Like people I'm friends with, and I've helped out a few people, but I'm sure like they're still friends with me regardless of me helping or not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been helped out by obviously Devon, right? But also Crown T, who I'm not friends with at all. People like, oh, fuck me, Live Life, Joe, who I'm not friends with at all. He used to be on the Skeptic Fence show, for fuck's sake, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows what that is, whatever. But the guy, you know, he was a cunt to me on Twitter, right? And obviously there's some people in the chat who aren't even on Twitter or don't follow me or whatever. But he was an absolute fucking wanker to me. So I've got an issue with him. I've got an issue with Tyler Preston for legitimate reasons. And I'm not just making shit up. He tried to get my Twitter flagged, mass flagged. And this is, I mean, he's got a bunch of followers on Twitter, right? Over 10,000 or something. And he tried to get my Twitter mass flagged for fuck all. Absolutely fuck all. So yeah, I've got an issue with him. But I'm not going to, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not bothered about that, but I'll still take the piss out of him as well. Because of that, it's like he's not my friend. Tyler Preston, Live Life, all these other people, fuck him, man.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with Tyler because, like, me and him have been on good terms. That's kind of shitty of him trying to.
Well, no, now I hate you. No, I now hate you because you like Tyler. That's what it works. You don't know that?
You're gonna block me now? You're gonna ban me?
Yeah, no, I don't hate
freedom
Tyler.
of
I don't hate
association.
Tyler. No, Tyler's Twitter is a fucking gold mine. An absolute fucking gold mine. Honestly, I urge everybody to follow Tyler Preston 20.
I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about the guy.
Oh, okay. At Tyler Preston 20. Just follow him. I'm urging everybody to follow Tyler because it's a gold mine. Honestly, it's just laughs every day. Absolute laughs. He thinks he's being like really intelligent and strident in his thinking, and really he's just coming across like a dummy. But the best thing is he doesn't really realize it. That's the funniest thing.
He makes some good points. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says.
Of course he does. No, I'm not even talking about his video. I'm talking about his Twitter specifically here.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, some of his stuff that's a little bit too far in my opinion, but again, like everyone says stupid shit from time to time, you know what I mean? But but
he does do it on the regular. That's what I'm saying. Then it's just funny. That's all it is. I'm not saying go and attack the guy. I mean, just read what he says and react to it if you want to.
I don't follow people on Twitter to get laughs. Really, I really don't. That's not.
What do you get your laughs from then? You seem kind of somber.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to be a little bit reserved right now. I'm normally not a somber person. I'm normally a faggot.
Let it go, pal. Are you feeling a bit nervous?
Not really, no.
You know what? I used to be like you, crazy. Like a lot, like reserved and on the fence, and never said my opinions. And only until I started saying my opinions, like the fullest exact, huh?
You don't know very much about me, do you?
No, I don't.
No.
I
have no idea who you are either.
I have some of the most extreme opinions you in this so-called rational skeptic community, which is fucking bullshit, by the way.
What's your what would be one opinion you think I disagree with you with?
I think the concept of natural rights is bullshit.
Natural rights, what do you mean?
The right to life, liberty, and property. I think it's
life.
So wait a minute. Okay, so you're an anarchist? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not. In fact, most of my disagreement is with anarchists, libertarians, and classical liberals at the moment.
All right. So all right. So tell
Because
me where you stand on.
because all those people believe.
Okay. Wait a minute. All right. Wait a minute. Whoa. Slow down. All right. Slow down.
One thing at a time.
Slow down. All right. So tell me where you stand on like certain things like abortion, religion, gun rights, yada yada.
Okay. I'd say I'm generally neutral on gun rights. Yeah, if there's more gun control, I won't be particularly pissed off. If there's less, I won't be particularly pissed off.
Okay, so you have no opinion on
right, I'm neutral. Same with gay marriage. I'm neutral. It's not something that affects me. What are you doing?
Okay. Well,
it's a candle.
Nice.
Oh, that was nice. I don't even have a fucking candle.
Nobody's bringing me a fucking candle.
Yeah, I have to fucking be right back, guys.
Should I just hold this now for the rest of the
Is it scented? Is it scented or is it a regular candle?
It's scented. It's vanilla.
Thank God.
When he scratches
if it was a regular candle, I'd fucking just block you.
All right, man. So listen.
Okay, when it comes to abortion, I'm completely pro-choice.
But you were saying that you had some controversial opinions. What are those?
I had some controversial opinions.
Yeah, you said you don't agree with a lot of the.
Well, it's not.
Stuff.
I don't.
So go ahead and tell me.
First of all, I think that the concept of morality is subjective and based on personal opinion.
That's boring. Move on from that one.
Yeah.
Well, that seems to be quite controversial.
How so?
Well, the idea of is morality like a thing? Was morality like born into us? Was morality a thing that was? No, that's a pointless conversation.
I think what he's saying is a morality is all relative. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not a moral relativist.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I do have a sense of morality. I do say this is moral, this is immoral, but I recognize that it's only my personal opinion.
So like a
lot of people don't recognize that.
Okay.
A lot of people who are more classically liberal minded, which are most of the people that I hang out with, they do believe that their concept of morality is an objective one.
Give me an opinion of what you're talking about. Sorry. Give me an example.
Freedom of speech, for example. Freedom of speech. Let's talk about that one. People believe that that's an objective thing. That's objectively moral. Do you understand what I mean by that?
You don't think that people having freedom of speech is objectively moral? I understand what you're trying to say.
No, I don't believe it's objectively moral. I personally think it's moral, but I don't believe it's objectively moral. I don't believe in anything. I don't believe that anything is objectively moral.
Right. So this is like, this sounds like a right. So it sounds like a philosophical point of view.
It is.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest with you, is going to bore me shitless, and probably everybody who's watching this, if I'm being honest.
Well, I told you the first thing I said. The first question you asked me, what do you focus on? History and philosophy.
Okay. So who gave him this? How did you get the link for this thing?
Baron gave it. Baron gave it.
Jesus fucking Baron.
Fucking ban Baring. Why can't I ban Baring?
Fuck.
People seem to like me. I'm doing a.
No, I'm not saying you're not likable, dude. I'm not saying that. But the whole philosophical angle of things just will go in a massive circle. We'll never get anything sorted out, and it'll bore me. That's the main thing, right? It will bore me. And anybody who knows me, anybody who knows me, right? If I start to get bored in a hangout and it's my hangout, I'll just boot you out.
Well, all of this ideological warfare.
I won't ban you. I'll just boot you out of the chat.
All of this ideological warfare that's going on. All of these so-called camps have philosophical backing, different philosophical backing, and I like to point out what that philosophical backing is, and I like researching that.
Well, you know what? I understand what you're saying. Like, for example, SJWs, they believe a certain thing, right? For example, we all bash them. And you could say what they're doing is not moral from my standpoints. And then in their standpoints, they're like, it completely makes sense. It's all relative. But that's just difference of opinion, and that's going to happen no matter what.
That's what morality is. That's what the concept of right and wrong is, difference of opinion.
But I don't think anyone is arguing against the fact that, like, I could say, okay, I don't understand why you think like that, but I understand that you think you're right. You know what I mean?
I think I get what you're going. I think I get what you're saying, but I don't think that you'll find a lot of YouTubers who agree with you. People like Sargon, people like Kraut and T, they generally they talk about well, let's talk about Kraut and T. Kraut and T is, I think, the best poster child for Enlightenment liberalism on YouTube right now.
Okay.
And he talks about, well, this is immoral because it doesn't lead to a free democratic society. But then he doesn't then explain why he believes that making a society a free and democratic one is moral. He just assumes that it is automatically. He doesn't explain his philosophical backing behind that. And that's a little bit annoying to me. Sargon does the same thing. He says, well, and I recall in one of the This Weeks in Stupid, Sargon was talking about progressivism. And he's saying, well, these people, they believe that what we're doing is immoral, but what they're doing is actually immoral. Sargon actually said that, which I find ridiculous. That's a ridiculous point. It
What
doesn't
was
make
the
sense.
thing?
So
If
you
they're
make a
burning
video about that?
down- Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what the point was.
Well, are you going to make a video about it? You going to start a YouTube channel?
I do have a YouTube channel. I'm doing a series right now on the history of slavery, American slavery, which people seem to like quite a bit.
So okay. I was going to go off on a tangent there, but I'm not too sure if I should. So I mean, do you feel
you can.
that's not relevant in today's society, though, right? And it's kind of a random thing.
Well,
to
I
say.
guess it is. Well, I think it is. I think it is slightly relevant because people on the left and right don't seem to have a very complete grasp of the history behind it. First of all, did you know that the Irish were chattel slaves in America?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I understand all that kind of stuff, right? But
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
a lot of progressives don't understand that.
Right, but referring to the wider thing, I mean, so you release a 5-part series on slavery in the US. I mean, it's all obviously valid, but it's got no. I mean, does it have any bearing on today's society? People want to make it have bearing on today's society, but it doesn't have any bearing, does it? Because none of the people that were involved in that are alive today, and haven't been for at least one generation.
Well,
so it doesn't have any bearing. Like, historically, of course, historically, if you're interested in that, then fine.
Historically, most of our political history has bearing on today's society, I would say.
Yeah, but not slavery, man. I mean, we are over that one for definite, definitely over slavery.
Sure,
Everybody's...
but do you just dislike videos about history in general?
No, not at all. No. No, I love history. But it was English history that I did, obviously, because I'm English.
Okay.
Which is, far more fantastic than American history. If I'm being honest, it's far more varied and lengthy.
You'll get no argument from me. I believe that completely.
That's what I was brought up on. So everything to me, history-wise, American history is almost not like history, because it's like 2 generations ago. It's not that old when you're talking about slavery, but it has finished. And I think dwelling on it in some respects is not particularly positive.
I don't think explaining. Well, I don't care about.
No, explaining how it happened and everything from a historical point of view is absolutely valid.
That's all I'm doing.
Right. Well, that's obviously fine. I don't know how much traction you're going to get on it, but it depends how good your video is.
It's my most popular. It's the most popular thing I've done.
And by popular, you mean what?
How many views?
Yeah.
The videos get about 1,000 views.
Okay.
That's not bad. That's good.
But if you have like 50 subscribers, fucking yeah, it's hell good.
How many subs do you have?
5,000.
Oh, that's shit then.
Oh, you're so fucking.
I knew that would make you laugh. That's why I said it. I knew that. That's why I said it.
No, I don't get as much views as my subscriber count. Now I'm starting to.
Here's the thing. I used to do a lot of video games on my channel. I used to do a lot of different shit.
Oh,
and I've deleted I've deleted all of that content, and a lot of the people who were subscribed to me just don't watch anything anymore. I don't know why they're still subscribed to me. Maybe they just
forgot to unsubscribe.
focus on
Yeah.
YouTube anymore.
No, I know a lot of people who just fuck off and they stay subscribed to everyone. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
what's-
Subscriber burden.
What's happened with my channel is that every time I upload a video, I'll get unsubscribed people because it will remind them that they're actually subscribed to me, and then they'll unsubscribe.
That happened to me for a while when I switched topics.
But that's what
then
happens
over
if you.
time. It plateaus, right?
No, but the thing is with you, Andy, your channel stands on its own. Mine doesn't, right?
How so? What do you mean?
Well, meaning that there's no actual sort of content on my. Well, there is some content on my channel and videos I've made. Right? There's only 2 or 3, right? And it was about Jacqueline Glenn, which is kind of relevant these days. But they were like a year and a half ago. Everything else on my channel is just Hangouts. It's just talking to people and trying to make that Hangout interesting.
Yeah.
That was always my aim, right? Just if you're gonna have a conversation and air it like a public telephone call, is to try and at least make it interesting and somewhat interactive. If you can interact with the chat and whatever, right? That was always my aim. But then I got promoted, obviously, by Devon. I got promoted by Kraut and Tea, right? And I've talked to other big YouTubers like Amazing Atheist and yourself and Baron and others, right? So you get subscribers because of that. People will just click the subscribe button. It's not difficult. And it's as easy as to unsubscribe. It's very
so that's why you're saying mine is more of a standalone, because you sort of
you make content. I don't make content, right? As simple as that. People either like me on the Hangouts, or they realize that I'm only doing Hangouts, and that's it, and so they'll unsubscribe, which is fine.
People are saying this guy. Sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry.
Good.
People are saying this guy hates America. I don't hate America. I'm an Anglo supremacist. It doesn't mean I hate America.
We say Anglo supremacist. You mean white supremacist?
No, white is too broad. I'm not talking about.
Well, no, it is. You've got white people with brown eyes and green eyes.
I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about ideology. I'm talking about philosophy. I'm talking about history.
Right, but you're bringing it into the present day, of course. So you're not just talking about history, right?
Could you elaborate on that?
Well, you're referring to present day things, and also referring to history. So I understand how historical events can form the future. But you say you're not a white nationalist. What was it?
A white supremacist.
I believe that I've studied the history of philosophy, the history of politics, and honestly, there is certain. I can make a judgment. I can make a personal judgment as to what I believe is superior, and it is the Anglo-American tradition.
Meaning what? That doesn't mean anything to me. The Anglo-American
philosophical tradition. The Anglo
of what? What is the Anglo-American tradition of what?
Philosophy.
Meaning?
Enlightenment liberalism.
What does that mean?
People who believe in the concept of property rights, who believe in the concept of free speech, for example.
Right. All sounds fine by me.
People don't.
I know, but you said you were controversial. I haven't heard anything you've said so far to be controversial.
I think I'm a little bit more authoritarian than a lot of people.
Well, you're either holding back on something or you're just full of shit. One or the other.
I think I'm being a little bit too. I think I'm being a little bit too held back right now.
By what?
Why? Don't be afraid. We can take anything you have to say.
No, you're not.
Andy stutters. Don't be afraid of him.
Oh, I'm not.
Get a fucking word out. You start arguing.
I'm not afraid of Andy.
I'm a retard, so you're fine.
I
don't even know what you're saying.
At least 15%.
I have no reason to be afraid of Andy.
Why are you afraid of? Are you afraid of me?
No, I'm not afraid of anybody.
You should be afraid of me.
Well,
no,
I'm not afraid of either of you, particularly.
Afraid, show some respect.
Well,
my camera's fucked. I can't get it.
Just keep your camera off.
I'm just trying to be a dick. Which, by the way, I just want to say, I think St. Clair, you're getting the bad side of me and Anthony because we just cut off a 2-hour stream of yelling at him.
Well, I don't
A
think
cult of Dusty.
I don't think you're getting the best side of me either. I mean,
All right, cool. So this is just all of us just stressed out and trying to talk.
I mean, I sat through that entire stream, and I was ready to vomit throughout the entirety of it. I despised it intensely.
You actually wanted to vomit.
I'm being a little bit hyperbolic. I'm being hyperbolic.
Why? But why? What was the stream like? What angered you about the stream?
The fact that nobody was actually defining
Terms.
no, not terms, defining their moral philosophy.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is why can't
people? No. Dusty was talking about how the so-called rational skeptic community, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the so-called atheist community on YouTube is moved to the right. And I don't think he does a job adequately explaining why that's a negative thing.
No, he didn't do a good job of that at all. I agree.
He didn't do a good job at anything.
No, it was fun though.
He was. Oh, it was fucking amazing. I've never heard so much back and forth, and even on some things I said, he would just stop talking, and then just start talking about something else. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And also.
Yeah, dude, I was there, and it was still difficult to keep up with.
Yeah.
You know? It was like, where's this conversation going? I'm trying to hold on to it here.
At one point,
I've done Hangouts, it's like, you know...
out.
nobody wants a shouting match, and nobody wants... Sorry, excuse me. Background noise.
It's all good.
So nobody wants a shouting match, and nobody wants to talk over each other and stuff like that. But it happens on a Hangout because, like if you're having a conversation in a bar, and somebody's talking and you start talking as well, this shit happens. It amazed me how upset he got about that. I wasn't expecting that. That to me was like, Dusty, I don't understand why you're being so initially aggressive. I think he came in thinking somebody was going to try and roast him. So he had that kind of sort of set up attitude that like, somebody's going to try and attack me here. Right? Yeah. So I've got to be on my guard. I think he came into the Hangout with that attitude, which was really unnecessary because none of us were going to try and do that. Well, it's asking some questions and stuff.
Ask questions, yeah.
Yeah, even though you call him a cunt. But that's all fine.
But I obviously,
about that.
like, I tested the waters. He was fine with it. He didn't get offended. And that's why I kept doing it. And I did it a few times. But I didn't mean it as in like, fuck you, you can't get out of here. No, I was just like, you're playing around. It's like when Barry told him to fuck off at the end. Like, we all know it's a fucking joke. It's it.
Well, how Baron is, but Dusty won't know how Baron is.
Of course, he doesn't know how anyone is. He
doesn't know who Baron is. I was the only person
YouTube, of course.
Right, and I was the only person that he'd actually spoken to before. And I wasn't there to slag him off. You know, he's there for an open fucking platform, man. You got the mic. Go for it.
I'm just disgusted with how common it is for people to simply assert that things are moral and immoral without actually explaining why they believe that's the case.
Well, that's the whole case with fucking Dusty, where I was asking him, why is it okay for anyone to make a channel about anything, but then we're fucking stupid for making anti-SJW videos?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, the whole thing was,
and he could not explain it for the life of him.
Yeah, he talks about how people are just doing it for the money, and I'm sure there are people who are just doing channels, who are just making content because they believe they'll make a buck off of it. But people,
they're very easy to see through. Though.
Here's the thing. People can kind of come to a gentleman's agreement that, oh yeah, you can bash that. Yeah, that's not appropriate behavior, but you don't explain why not.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there was nothing.
You don't explain what's wrong with just wanting to make a channel to make a buck.
Yeah. No, but that's what my point was at some point in the fucking chat. I was like, what is wrong with people trying to make money? Like, what is your issue? And then he's like, I'm going to make some anti-SJW videos too because I think it's important. I'm like, what? And I was like, no, you aren't allowed.
I mean, he is right that's where the money's at. But I mean, that doesn't take a genius to work that out. All you got to do is look at view count. And is that video monetized? And yeah, it is. Right, so what?
Someone just said because he said that someone just said in the chat that he said because there's too much focus on it. But who gives a fuck? Like, what's your fucking point? There's too much focus on it. Even if there is too much focus. Like,
I don't even agree that there's too much focus on it because it's such a wide-ranging spectrum of ideas.
Yeah, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt too. Like if we give him the benefit of the doubt and go, fine, there's too much focus on it. So what? Like, deal with it. Like,
if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Yeah, there is that.
I mean, he's like, I want like more Muslim chat, like videos of people talking about Muslims. It's like, then go fucking search Muslim whatever on YouTube and find that channel you want to watch.
Yeah.
And you don't even watch YouTube, so how the fuck would you know?
Yeah, everybody subscribe to The Masked Arab because he's got a great channel if you want to look at Muslim content and why Islam is bad. Or fucking political Islam. Google that on YouTube. That's fucking awesome. They're two of the best channels you can get on Islam. Yeah. Everything else is somewhat hyperbole. It's just people's opinion. But that put like channels like Political Islam, Bill Warner, he knows what he's talking about. So if you just want the facts on Islam or why Islam is bad, then go watch that. If you want to know what an ex-Muslim thinks, then there's a ton of channels out there that I've spoken to. I've spoken to the Pharaoh and Introverted Smiles and people like that are great ex-Muslim channels. You know, and yeah, Dusty's right. They don't get the attention they deserve, but shit, I'm not here to fix that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're there, and I would promote them all day. But, you know, fuck, I've spoken to these people, and I've promoted them on my channel, albeit small as it is. But I'm all for that.
And that's fine. I've talked about Muslims and all that stuff like a few times on my channel. It's just like whenever I feel like talking about it, I don't think I'm informed enough to really, you know, put my 2 cents in the way I wish I could. You know what I mean? Nor do I know how to make it entertaining.
I'm way more. Yeah, well, I don't know about, as far as the entertaining thing, I guess I could, I don't know. I thought about talking to camera, but then it's just awkward. You're a lot younger and better looking than me, Andy, so no. But the thoughts I have on Islam, I've lived with it. I've lived around it for 35 years. So I've got way more experience in it. Sorry? I just did a wait.
Sorry, I'm having some mic troubles.
Anthony, I'm gonna fucking run right now. I need to eat something. I'm like dying.
Oh, no worries, pal. I'm gonna shut this stream down anyway. I need to go and do family stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was nice talking and nice seeing you, St. Clair. I'll see
Andy,
you.
That was a fucking blast, man. We need to do it again.
That was amazing. Yo, fucking let me just tell you, as you can't see the stats here, the actual live show right now on the live stats, you don't see it on YouTube. It's still at like 9,000, 16,000 views. Fucking Christ. And it's growing still. In the past 30 minutes, it's got 1,800 views still.
That's it, man. So, just have an interesting conversation. That's all it takes, right?
Yeah, that's it. See, that's the kind I said already. I'm gonna stop having live shows on my channel unless something is planned and it's, you know what I mean. Like,
there are ways to do it, man. No, there are serious ways you can do a live hangout that make it interesting for everybody.
Exactly.
So even if it's 3 hours long, you can make it very interactive and interesting. There are ways to do it.
Yeah. I haven't really like delved into the live streaming too much, but that was fucking fantastic. I know, St. Clair, you didn't like it, right?
Well, I'm not gonna comment.
Did you enjoy when we bashed him at least?
Not really, no.
No, what?
No.
You know, any love, like any fun or love in your life that you could?
Of course I do, just not at this very moment. I am the most.
Why do you watch it? Just why do you watch it then?
I am the most hot-hearted person you'll ever meet. I swear to God, I'm just not in the mood right now. I'm trying to be calm. I'm trying to be a little bit reserved.
You've been rubbish, is what you've been.
Being bullshit. Yes.
There you go.
You know, you may have said I wasn't being controversial, but I didn't say very much, and I caused quite a bit of controversy amongst your viewers who are watching.
Okay.
Quite a bit of disagreement.
Okay. I don't know. If you do, that's fine. Well, anyway, you're all welcome back. But yeah, I'll end it because Andy needs to go. I need to go do stuff. So.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right. Peace out, eh?
Goodbye,
Thanks,
Andy. I'd like to talk. I'd like
to
talk to you more often, Andy. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me. Do you hear that?
Well, you too. Yeah, sure.
All right.
All right, guys.
Good night.
All right.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Later.